What if I told you, you don't need huge motivation to change your life? You just need to improve by 1% every day. That's the secret behind Atomic Habits. And in this chapter, you'll understand why tiny changes create massive success. Welcome to ChapterWise, one chapter a day, change your life today. Today we're starting Atomic Habits by James Clear, and this is Chapter 1. The surprising power of atomic habits. Now imagine two airplanes leaving the same airport. Both are flying at the same speed, but one airplane changes its direction by just a few degrees. At first, the difference looks almost invisible, but after a few hours, that tiny shift becomes massive. One plane ends up in a completely different destination, and that is exactly how habits work. Most people believe big success comes from big effort. They think they need big motivation, big goals, and big discipline. But James Clear begins this book with a surprising truth. Small habits don't seem important in the moment, but they become life-changing over time. And the biggest problem is that most people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they expect results too quickly. They start something new. They work hard for a few days, and when they don't see results, they quit. They stop going to the gym. They stop studying. They stop saving money. They stop trying to improve. And then they blame themselves. They say, "I'm not disciplined. I'm not talented. I don't have motivation." But the truth is, they were simply focusing on the wrong thing. In this chapter, James Clear explains why tiny habits matter more than huge changes. Because success is not built in one big moment. Success is built in small moments repeated daily. And now comes one of the most powerful ideas of this chapter. James Clear introduces a simple but powerful concept. If you get 1% better every day for 1 year, you will end up 37 times better. And if you get 1% worse every day, you will slowly destroy your progress until you reach 0. Now in the beginning, 1% feels like nothing. Reading 2 pages feels too small. Saving 10 rupees feels too small. Walking for 10 minutes feels too small. But that is exactly why it works. Because small habits are easy to start and easy to repeat. And this is what James Clear calls the compound effect of habits. Just like money grows through compound interest, habits grow through repetition. A small improvement today may not feel like progress, but when you repeat it for weeks, months, and years, it becomes something powerful. The problem is, most people judge their habits by short-term results. They go to the gym for 1 week and expect a transformation. They study for 3 days and expect a huge improvement. They eat healthy for 2 days and expect weight loss. But habits don't work like that. Habits are long-term investments. And to explain this, James Clear gives one of the best examples in the entire book. Imagine an ice cube sitting in a cold room. The temperature is 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Nothing happens. Then the temperature rises to 26. Still nothing. Then 27. Still nothing. 28. Still nothing. 29. Still nothing. 30. Still nothing. 31. Still nothing. And then finally, at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, the ice cube begins to melt. Now here is the important question. Did the ice cube melt because of the temperature at 32? Not exactly. The melting was the result of every small change before it. Progress was happening silently. And this is how habits work in real life. Most people quit at 31 degrees. They don't see results, so they stop. But the breakthrough was just one step away. This is what James Clear calls the plateau of latent potential. Your results are delayed. Your growth is hidden. And one day, suddenly you improve. Suddenly you become confident. Suddenly your body changes. Suddenly your career grows. Suddenly your exam performance improves. And people say, "Wow, you got lucky. Wow, you became successful overnight." But it was not overnight. It was the result of tiny habits repeated daily. And now James Clear reveals the next big lesson of Chapter 1. James Clear explains that we often focus too much on goals. But here's the surprising truth. Winners and losers often have the same goals. Every athlete wants to win. Every student wants good marks. Every business wants profit. So if everyone has similar goals, then goals cannot be the main reason for success. The real difference is not the goal. The difference is the system. Goals are about results. Systems are about the process. A goal is the destination. A system is the daily routine that takes you there. For example, if your goal is to get fit, your system is going to the gym regularly and eating healthy. If your goal is to become rich, your system is learning valuable skills, saving money, and investing. If your goal is to read more books, your system is reading a few pages daily before sleeping. Goals sound exciting, but systems create results. And James Clear gives one of the most powerful quotes of this chapter. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So the key message of Chapter 1 is simple. Tiny habits matter. Small improvements may look useless today, but they become life-changing tomorrow. Your success is not the result of one big decision. It is the result of hundreds of small decisions repeated daily. So don't quit when results are slow. Don't quit at 31 degrees. Your breakthrough might be closer than you think. And that's Chapter 1 of Atomic Habits, the surprising power of tiny changes. In the next chapter, we'll uncover why habits are connected to identity and why the person you believe you are decides the habits you follow. So if you found this useful, subscribe to ChapterWise. One chapter a day, change your life today, and I'll see you in Chapter 2.